Luke, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Congratulations on winning the League One LFE Apprentice of the Year. How does it feel to have won that accolade?
Yeah, first of all, it's good to see you guys again. It's been a while, but yeah, found out I won the award on Monday. Then obviously it got announced on a Thursday, so it was nice to get some sort of recognition from all the hard work and everything that happened last year. But at the end of the day, that award wasn't for me as an individual. That was down to everyone involved at Rochdale Football Club. I would never have gotten anywhere near getting that award if it wasn't down to Brian giving me them opportunities that he gave that 16-year-old and then 17-year-old. The players like Jim McNulty, the senior players at Calvin Andrew, Paul McShane and Wolverhampton Henderson, their advice and their constant teaching and learning towards me. And then the fans as well, like taking that, they didn't have to accept that 16-year-old who made his first league start against Sunderland. They could have wanted the senior experienced player playing, but their acceptance of me, obviously, and I thrived off that in my performances. So yeah, it's kind of like thank you to everyone who is involved at Rochdale. That award it's not personal. That's not just an award that's saying, oh, well done, Luke, you've done all this on your own. No, I haven't. I've done what I've done last season because of the people around me. So thank you to everyone involved.
You mentioned there about saying thank you to everyone. Was it sort of bittersweet that the way your time at the club came to an end because of COVID? You, of course, didn't get a chance to say goodbye to anybody in person or sort of wave goodbye to the fans on your final game or anything like that.
Yeah, it's like the last game against Rotherham. No one knew that was going to be the end. Like that was just a normal another Saturday for us, where we're trying to get the 3 points. But then obviously we ended up not training the week after. Then we just continued on the program, hoping for the league to start again. Then obviously it never did start again. So yeah, it was kind of a bummer. I messaged everyone individually, all the players and the staff, saying thank you and wishing them well in the future. But I want to say goodbye to the fans, like on that pitch on the last day. I really was looking forward to that. But I tried to do what I could with the video I posted on my socials. But obviously it's not the same as saying goodbye in person. So I plan on returning to the Crown Oil Arena for a game or whenever people are allowed back in. So I hopefully get to see everyone in the near future at some time.
You're obviously back in at training now with Wolves. How are you finding life at your new club?
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's a great club. Everyone's been so welcoming of me. It's a great group of lads, a great group of coaches, and I'm constantly learning. Learning different things from different people as I have done over the 9 years I spent at Rochdale. I'm always learning from everyone involved around me, but I've settled in quite well. New city and everything. Been away from home for a little bit as well, so that was difficult at the start. But yeah, I feel like I've settled in now and I'm ready to kick on.
And I believe you're still getting stuck into your studies as well, which you've always been really passionate about.
Yeah, I think it was after the United game, everyone really found out what I was doing with my studies. But so I've kept doing the A levels, and I'm doing like an online tuition type thing over the summer where I do like 2 hours a day with a lady called Louise, and she's absolutely wonderful. So yeah, just do the 2 hours a day, and then we'll wait and see what happens next year with it all, because no one really knows what's going to happen.
We're just a month away, actually, from the year anniversary of that game against Manchester United, believe it or not. Obviously, when lockdown happened, you'd had been through a sort of whirlwind over the months leading up to that. Did that give you time to sort of sit back and reflect on what had happened, the fact that that game had come, you'd then moved to Wolves and things like that?
Yeah, I think the one thing was in that when I made that video, I kind of like when I made it, I got to sit down and talk through the whole season and my whole life as a Rochdale player and everything that had happened. So that was like really like kind of like a wow moment for me for everything that I have done that season. Like when I went to Portugal with the first team, that was massive for me. I never would have expected to then be on the bench for the first game of the season and then a few weeks later be handed my first league start, So everything that happened that year, I kind of, looking back on it now, it's incredible. But when I was doing it, it was kind of just, I'm just Luke playing football. That's what I've been doing for however long, all I can remember. I've just been Luke playing football. So that's what I was. But now looking back on it, it's crazy what happened last season. You know, we went to St James's Park and Old Trafford. We drew against Newcastle in the FA Cup. So some of the things we did last season as a team, not just me individually, what we did as a team were amazing. Like I loved every minute of last season. I can't thank everyone enough. Like you can see me now. I'm just talking about it. Puts a smile on my face. It was an amazing season, and yeah, I can't say enough about what happened last season.
You can clearly see you're staying in a hotel at the moment. How are you finding life away from your mum and dad's house?
Yeah, so I'm in a hotel during the week, and then I try to get home on the weekend to see them again. So yeah, it's difficult because I still kind of forget that I still am 17 at the end of the day, and everyone kind of forgets that sometimes. But it is difficult, you know, being away from home for the first time for that extended period of time. But you do get used to it. Like I still got contact with people, like friends from Manchester. So yeah, my mum hates it when I leave on the Sunday night, but yeah, she's settled down by probably about Wednesday or Thursday.
Just in time for you going home again.
Yeah.
Just going back to the award, Dan Adzed won it last year. You, of course, have won it this year. Does that just sort of say everything that people need to know about our academy?
Yeah, you know, back-to-back awards, the same award back-to-back years. That is a testament to Rochdale Academy. Like that Rochdale Academy has taught me everything I know and got me to where I am today. So being the little 8-year-old who still wore glasses and, you know, was really nervous and wouldn't speak to anyone, to being, you know, the young man I am today, I'm so grateful for the development, the skills both on and off the pitch that academy has taught me. You know, Tony Ellis is absolutely fantastic at what he does. Chris Brown, Lee Riley, who when he was with the academy, you know, I can't name every single coach I've had, but they still keep in contact with me. You know, they're still asking how I am, even though I'm not on their play. You know, that's kind of like a friendship thing. So that relationship I have with the coaches and the staff at Rochdale Academy are incredible. So yeah, that award is getting it back to back with me and Dan is a testament to Rochdale Academy. And I know there's some players coming through that are just incredible. So I'm not the first player to come through Rochdale Academy, and I certainly won't be the last.
I saw Joe Thompson tweeting you, and he won the award probably, I don't know, 10 years ago or more now. Has he been keeping in touch with you? I know you used to have quite a special bond when you were at the club.
Yeah, you know, Joe, I've known Joe for a while, ever since, you know, I started training with the first team at 14 and stuff. But yeah, he came to my school as well to do an awards ceremony and handed me, you know, a couple of awards as well. So that was nice. But yeah, Joe always, you know, just drops me a message here and there, you know, asking how I am, how I'm getting on, you know, things like that. And just giving me like general advice really about not just football, about life in general. So yeah, he's a great guy, and yeah, he just keeps in contact with me just to check, just as a friendship thing. Again, he doesn't have to do that. It's just who he is as a person, and I'm so thankful for that.
You touched on being an 8-year-old in your first training session with the academy. What is your sort of earliest memory going back that far?
I remember my very first experience. I remember my first experience with Rochdale wasn't a training session. It was a game. So I'd been scouted by Dan Fradley, and who was my coach for my Sunday League team. And I remember because it was against Bolton, I was sat. He called me on the way to the game in the car, and I was just so nervous, you know, because I wore glasses and I had long hair, and that wasn't normal in a sense. Like I've learned to like grow with the long. I still get everyone will comment about my hair. That's the thing I'm used to now, so it doesn't bother me. But back then, it kind of did bother me. But I had long hair because my mum liked it, and that was her happy. That was fine by me. But being different with that long hair, that was kind of, yeah. So he just calmed me down, and then we played the game. And then, yeah, I remember being on trial for a few weeks, and then it was Oldham. I'll never forget this. It was Oldham away. I can't remember the name of the school, but me and my dad finished the game, and Anthony Thompson wanted to speak to us. So we went into like this little room, and that was when he offered me my first contract at Rochdale. Got back to the car, and my dad promised me about as much match attacks as I wanted because I was proper into my match attacks at the time. Phoned my mum straight away. Never been that happy on the journey home, like up until since the United game. That was, yeah, I'll never forget that moment.
You've got a sort of similar story from the night before you made your debut for the youth team as well, haven't you?
Oh yeah, so so obviously I didn't know, 'cause the academy normally played the games on a Sunday. So after school, me and my friends, it'd been a long week, and on a Friday, like working and stuff. So we decided, we're gonna go to the cinema and watch a film together. So we hopped on the bus in our school uniform and went straight to town. And then obviously I turned my phone off during the film, left it on silent, not to disrupt the piece of the film and bother everyone. And then when the film finished, this was about hour and a half, 2 hours later, I checked my phone. I had God knows how many missed calls from my dad, text messages saying, call me ASAP. Mum called me, Hannah called me, Hannah never calls me. So I called him back. Then he said he'd been on the phone to Chris Brown and said that he wanted me to be on the bench for the U team the following day. So this must have been at about 7, 8 o'clock at night. He came straight to town to pick me up. I went straight home. And then, the next day I was on the bench for the youth team against Port Vale, made my debut, came on. Then the next week against Carlisle, I was starting. Then started the rest of the games in the league. Then, that was the year we won the league.